everyone, and welcome to a brand new season of the British Pokemon League Championship Division. I am your host, Aarontmarshall. Those of you who are new to seeing this face, get used to it because I'm going to be doing this week in and week out, as much as I can anyway. This is a brand new season, guys. We have brand new teams, we have brand new coaches, we have some old faces as well coming back into the British Pokemon League. We will come to that in a minute. But a really exciting season. Last season, we did see some teams drop into the Championship Division, and we saw some teams jump up into the Premiership Division. Again, we'll go into those details as well. I'm really looking forward to this season. We've got some exciting new stuff. Those of you who didn't watch the Premiership channel, Matt Starr, he stated that we can now use Hisuian. Yes, so they are now included into this season, which is really fun because, never played with them competitively, so they are brand new. I'm sure that everyone's going to try to, work with these new Pokemon. What are their weaknesses? What are their strengths, etc. And there's some base stats as well to learn for everyone. So brand new season, and week 1, and it's been a good week. Let's have a look at the teams as the table stands at the moment. Of course, this is in alphabetical order. So Altered Aegislash is up there. Altered Aegislash is, oh my word, I can't actually remember the coach's name. Apologies. Please say it in the chat for me. I'm drawing a blank. I'll jump down to the Slimy. Thank you very much, Matt. Slimy is the Altered Aegislashes, and a brand new coach, as well as the Sick Chilling Chespin's team. Sick has played in various different draft leagues, so he's not new to draft leagues. So it's good to see him into our draft league as well. Georgia Grambles is coached by Esquire. Esquire, again, he's not new to draft leagues, so exciting times to see all these new coaches. Of course, Jabba, we all know, Knights of Sidonia team. Jabba needs no introduction. He's a legend amongst the British Pokemon League draft league. Marvelous Murkrows, another newbie who has jumped into our league. Apologies if I'm pronouncing this wrong. Hasoj or H-Soj. I'm not sure how to pronounce it properly. Do correct me if I have mispronounced it. And then below that we have the Politoed Belly Drummers, a really cool name, and I love the logo as well. This team is coached by Encore, another new person into this league. We have quite a lot of new coaches, so this is really exciting times. PSV coached by Jenny. Again, another newbie. So this is going to be a really exciting season with all these new coaches, these new teams, these new Pokemon. Quoxley Hotspur. We do not know the name of this is a new team name, but it is an old coach for the British Pokemon League, and you may know him. His name is Draco, and he is back with us. He did miss last season. He skipped out of it, but he's come back with us, and it's great to see him again. So welcome back to the British Pokemon League, Draco, and it's lovely to see you again. Sacramento Scorbunny, coached by Dicey. And again, Dicey is a new coach, but not new to draft leagues. I've played with him in the UGA, so it's great to see another coach from the UGA. And Hasoj, it was also from the UGA. Shadow Kings, this man needs no introduction. Dogsy, unfortunately, he was one of the coaches that did drop down into the Championship Division after being kicked out of the Premiership Division. So that is unfortunate, but it's great to see Dogsy continue to be with us, and, the man's a cutie. Skystrikers, Ted, he played with us last season, so again, another old face coming back in this season, which is great to see. Skystrikers being a new name. Although did he? No, he didn't. He had a different name, I'm sure. But yeah, Skystrikers is the team name, and Ted is the coach. We all know him. And yet another coach we all know, Silver, with his Tyranitar Tyrants. Silver, did well last season, so we're looking to see how well he does for the next season. Anyway, that is the table as it stands on week 0. However, it will change thanks to this schedule we've got. So we do have a schedule, and we do have some teams that need to go head to head and change this table for the week 1. Featuring a match, we have the Skystrikers Ted and against Dicey with his Sacramento Scorbunny team. So all of these teams won't know each other's play styles. They won't know how each other works. Again, like I said, they will need to learn the Pokemon, the new Pokemon, the Megas. Let's not forget the Mega Evolutions. We do have the Georgia Grambles Esquire and against Jenna PSV, Quoxley Hotspur with Draco as the coach, and against the Marvelous Murkrows Hussoj as the coach. Slimy with the Altered Aegislashers. I love that name, by the way, really cool name, against the Dogsy with its Shadow Kings. Polytoad Belly Drummers. Encore takes on Silver with the Tyranitar Tyrants, and then Jubba with his Knights of Sidonia go up against the Irishman Sick and his Chillin' Chespins team. So, on to the featuring match of this week. We do have Skystrikers against the Sacramento Scorbunny. Skystrikers, as you can see there on the left, we've got the Melmetal, Basculegion, Female, Blaziken, Murkrow, Oranguru, Xurkitree, Cradily, Gramble, Purugly, Togepi, and Skuntank. Yes, so absolutely great team. I love how this team is kind of like looking. It's like, for me personally, I would never like come up with anything like this, but like I respect teams like this because they're so diverse and they're so versatile. We do have the Melmetal, of course, which is, such a strong Pokemon in Trick Room. However, it does have that 4 times fire weakness, so that is something that Ted has to be mindful of, especially going up against the opponent's Rapidash. Of course, Basculegion Female is a brand new Pokemon, so we have never seen this competitively at all. So it's going to be really interesting to find out what this Pokemon exactly does. I can't even... I don't actually even know what kind of abilities it gets, or I think it gets Mold Breaker, but I'm not 100% sure, or Rattled or something like that. I think it's Rattled that it gets, but which, if you don't know what Rattled is, if you drop its stat, it increases its speed. I believe that's how Rattled works. Do correct me if I'm wrong on that though. Blaziken, of course, we cannot ignore. It is the Mega Evolution. It can be the Mega Evolution, and it is the only Mega on the team. So a really good Mega, because if you go for that speed boost, you can just start outspeeding everything from your opponent's team. Murkrow, of course, is a great Pokemon. I think it's one of the best prankster Pokemon there is. But I've been, told different by the likes of Matthew and everything. It does get Mold Breaker. I was right. Okay, it's got adaptability. Okay, thank you. I thought it got Rattled. I don't know why. But adaptability is actually a great ability as well. So that's really scary for Basculegion. But yeah, like I said, Murkrow, being a prankster Pokemon, you have to watch out for like prankster Tailwinds. You have to watch out for prankster Haze, prankster, fake tears, all of that. You have to watch out with Murkrow. Oranguru, a great Pokemon in Trick Room. I think we all know and love this Pokemon for the Trick Room and the Instruct move that it does. Those of you who don't know what Instruct is, the Pokemon that is next to Oranguru, goes for its move, and then Oranguru does instruct so that it does it twice. This predominantly worked really well with like the likes of Torkoal, where you would get Trick Room up, go for Eruption, and then instruct Eruption again. But yeah, that's how Oranguru works. Oranguru itself can, of course, set up Trick Room as well, so we can't forget about that. Cradily, of course, is a great Pokemon with the likes of Storm Drain ability to sponge up those water type attacks that Blaziken would not want to take. Xurkitree, super fast, super strong electric type Pokemon. Granbull, of course, and Perugly I used last season. I absolutely loved it. It gets Defiant ability, and it is a very fast fake out user as well. Togepi with Redirection is a great Pokemon and a pick. And then Skuntank, I think, is going to be one of those Pokemon that's predominantly like supporting, going for Snarls, going for like Flamethrowers or Fake Tears again. These kind of shenanigans. Over to the Sacramento Scorbunny team, however, we've got quite a different contrast. Dicey has built a really great team here. He's got the Tyranitar. Of course, this can be the Mega version. Mega Tyranitar was one of the best Megas in the game. It's just ridiculously strong. Yes, a little bit slow, however, just ridiculously strong. We do have Zeraora. I think this is actually the very first time that Zeraora has ever been picked. Do correct me if I'm wrong though, Matt. I think you would know more about that. I think you would know the answer to that question, but I think this is the first ever time that Zeraora has been picked, which is great to see. I love Zeraora. Very fast, fake out, hits like a truck, but it is very frail. So that is something that Dicey has to be mindful of. One ground type move and it will go down like a sack of potatoes. It is the first time. Okay, yeah, I was right. So yeah, that's great to see. Garchomp, again, this can be another Mega for Dicey, and a great Mega it is. Yes, it has that 4 times Ice weakness, but it's still something that you cannot ignore. Garchomp with as a Dragon and Ground type is just so strong. But Dicey has got some Pokemon that can soak up Ice type attacks, like that Scizor just below it, like the Rapidash as well, and something else, Jellicent as well. But yeah, Scizor, again, another Mega that Dicey can actually pick. So he's got quite a range of different Pokemon here that can be Megas with the Tyranitar, Garchomp, Scizor, and the Pidgeot. So yeah, that's four different Megas he can potentially use. Of course, let's not forget that you can only use one. Jellicent, Jellicent is one of those Pokemon that's really strong in Trick Room, and it can set the Trick Room up. It can go for Water Spouts. It has Water Absorb, so it can soak up water type attacks, kind of like Cradily, but instead of like redirecting the water type attack, it just soaks it up and heals as well. Let's not forget. Tapu Bulu, great pick. It's a terrain control Pokemon. I really love terrain control, so a lot of respect for the Bulu there. And let's not forget how well Krizzle did with Tapu Bulu with it last season. And then the last Pokemon, Alchemy, Girafarig, Pidgeot, Rapidash, and Venomoth. These are all Pokemon that I can see being quite supportive types, especially Alchemy and Girafarig. Pidgeot, of course, can be quite offensive, as well as the Rapidash, which is a really strong fire type. And Venomoth is a redirection Pokemon as well. I used it last season, and I had great success with Venomoth. I absolutely loved using that Pokemon. So yeah. Anyway, I'm waffling on like mad here, so let's jump over to the game, guys. And here we are. We have the Skystrikers versus Sacramento Scorbunny. Over on Ted's side, we have got the Granbull, Blaziken, Basculegion female, Melmetal, Cradily, and Oranguru. And then over on Dicey's side, we've got the Zeraora, Jellicent, Tyranitar, Scizor, Alchemy, and Garchomp. And leading from Ted's side is the Basque Legion female and the Gramble, and then over on Dicey's side we've got the Jellicent and Zero Aura, which have both taken an Intimidate. However, Jellicent, that's not going to matter too much, but Zero Aura, it could be physical, it could be special, you never know. We do see a switch here into Tyranitar, bringing up that sand, and we see Plasma Fists from the Zero Aura. Basque Legion took that so well. Shadow Ball, so really good switch there from Dicey, taking that Shadow Ball incredibly well, and then a Play Rough, bringing Zero Aura down to about 50%, and then after the sand chip damage, we've got a little bit of 5%, so 45% left. But yeah, Basque Legion absolutely soaked that hit from Zero Aura. That was very impressive. Zero Aura does hit hard, so that was very impressive. Protect comes out from the Basque Legion, which is no surprise. We do see Plasma Fists into the Gramble, so a really good prediction there from Dicey, and Tyranitar's Protect just soaks up that Play Rough. Really good prediction there from Dicey, because he predicted that Basque Legion would Protect, or maybe even if he didn't, it didn't matter too much, because but yeah, it goes for the double Protect there. But we do see a coaching from Zero Aura, so Tyranitar's going to start hitting hard, and Zero Aura does go down to the Play Rough, and Tyranitar just hits that Basque Legion with the Dark Pulse, taking it out, and it is now 3v3. Really good play in there from Dicey, because he thought, if I get a coaching up on Tyranitar, I'm in such a good position. We have not seen the Tyranitar actually Mega as of yet, so we're not quite sure. Garchomp has joined in this game, as well as the Cradily. Garchomp does have to be careful, because Cradily does have access to water and ice type attacks. We do see the Mega Garchomp here Protect from the Gramble, Rock Slide from the Garchomp, unfortunately getting a flinch, and Dark Pulse just chipping away at that Cradily. Unfortunate flinch there on the Cradily, but that's why Rock Slide is favoured with this Pokemon. Rock Slide comes out, critical hit on the Gramble, Play Rough into that Garchomp, bringing it down to 29%. Giga Drain not quite taking it out, and the Dark Pulse just again chipping away at that Cradily. Unfortunately that Garchomp did not go down, but that is really impressive that it's still standing. Tyranitar does switch out here, probably just to reset the weather. Protect from the Gramble, probably predicting a Rock Slide or something. I think this Gramble should probably be switching out, because you do want some Intimidates onto this Garchomp, and as well as Tyranitar in the back. Jellicent does join in here. Personally, I do think that Gramble should probably switch here. We do see the switch back into the Tyranitar, which brings up the sand and a Rock Slide. Double KOs here, and it is now 3v1. Okay, so it is Blaziken on Ted's side, so I can see why he probably did not want to switch, because Blaziken will just go straight down to that Rock Slide. So yeah, I can see probably why he didn't want to switch there. But now he's in a bit of a bad situation where Blaziken has to do the 3v1. However, if you did watch the Scale Shot into the Tyranitar, hold up. Oh wow, okay. He increased his own... Okay, I can see why Dicey did that. He increased his own speed just so that he will continue to outspeed the Blaziken, and to ensure that he did a Scale Shot on his own Pokemon, not KOing it as well. So really smart stuff there from Dicey. However, it does not matter, because Blaziken was still faster. But however, Tyranitar just goes for a massive Hydro Pump and taking out that Mega Blaziken, and that is a 1-0 to Dicey. Really well played from Dicey there. Really well played. He did try to outpace that Blaziken, but he didn't in the end. Cradily and Oranguru now on Ted's side in game 2, and we have Zero Aura and Jellicent. on Dicey's side. So we do see the Plasma Fists go into the Oranguru, imprison from the Jellicent. Reflect does come out from the Oranguru, and Giga Drain just chipping away at that Jellicent. I believe Dicey was probably predicting a Trick Room there, or just ensuring that Trick Room doesn't go up. So going for the imprison there. We do see Plasma Fists go into that Cradily, but Cradily soaks that up really well, and it is actually a Rocky Helmet Cradily. Future Sight, okay, wow, Future Sight from the Oranguru, so really interesting tech here. Giga Drain is taking a lot of damage from that Jellicent, and it keeps on healing itself back up as well. Dicey probably might want to switch out Zeraora here, or just continue to hit at the Oranguru instead of the Cradily, because Cradily just is not bothered by that Zeraora at all. It can just keep on soaking up that damage and then regaining that health back. Plasma Fist, like I said, yeah, it goes into the Oranguru. That is probably the correct choice. Will-O-Wisp from the Jellicent. Future Sight from the Oranguru once again, and Giga Drain finishes off that Jellicent. So it's now a 4v3. The monkey is burned, unfortunately. That was a big brain play, you are correct. It didn't quite work out, but it was a massive big brain play. We do see Tyranitar come in now. It has set the sand. Plasma Fists once more into the Oranguru, does take it out, and we see Ancient Power from Cradily. So, a critical hit from Tyranitar with that Dark Pulse. Really unfortunate. And there is the Future Sight, bringing Zeraora down to 11%. Those of you who do not know what Future Sight does, that is exactly what Future Sight does. It is a couple of turns move where it works after a couple of turns. So yeah, Blaziken now joins in. We do know that it is Mega. Garchomp switches in for the I can't think. Zeraora. Giga Drain unfortunately did miss. Future Sight unfortunately goes into the Tyranitar, but it doesn't matter because it is a Dark type and Future Sight is a Psychic move. So that unfortunately does not get any damage. Giga Drain unfortunately did miss into the Garchomp. Okay, I just realised I was trying to think why that missed. It's because Garchomp is clearly Sandveil. Sandveil lowers the accuracy of your opponent's Pokemon as long as the sand is up. So, the ability on Garchomp has been revealed there. And we do know that is the Mega Garchomp. Blaziken has now got that speed boost, so it will be outspeeding both Tyranitar and Garchomp. It all just depends on what Ted will do here and what Dicey will do. Do you go for the Protect? And we do see the Megas on both sides. Protect from the Tyranitar. We see the Garchomp don't go for the Protect though, and a Rock Slide. Oh, it does get the flinch this time, and a Giga Drain, just bringing that Cradily back up to a little bit more health. There is another speed boost on Blaziken. That sort of switched the other side now. Ted got the flinch this time, so I think that was a bit, fair is fair. Tyranitar does switch here, and we do see Zeraora come in. Oh, we see an Earthquake come out. That does so much damage into Cradily, but Cradily soaks up that health with Giga Drain, and we do see another speed boost on that Blaziken. So I think it's fair to say that nothing is going to be outspeeding this Blaziken. We do see Garchomp is at 40% now. That Earthquake did so much damage. Protect from the Garchomp, really well done, because the Garchomp did protect. We do see the Dark Pulse into the Cradily, but it really didn't do too much. And Giga Drain, this Giga Drain just keeps on ticking away, and it keeps on keeping this Cradily alive. So really good move choice there from Ted. You can imagine that Blaziken is probably just going to go for the Garchomp now. I think it is free, and I think Dicey does probably need a double protect to win this, but he doesn't go for it. Oh, and it actually survived, and it gets the burn from Flare Blitz. Rock Slide connecting on both Pokemon. Giga Drain finishing off that Garchomp, and the Dark Pulse just going into that Blaziken, and it is now a 3v1. And unfortunately, I don't think Tyranitar has got what it takes to take out 3 Pokemon. I could be wrong. Flare Blitz from the Blaziken, chipping away at itself, and there is the Giga Drain finishing off that Tyranitar, and it is now a 1v1, and we go into a game 3, ladies and gentlemen. This is quite exciting times. Both these coaches do not know each other's playstyle, so this is all, all very new to both of them. We do see Ted come out with the Oranguru and Basculegion this time, and we see from Dicey's side he's actually changed it up with Garchomp and Alchemy. So Alchemy has now joined in. We didn't see much from the Basculegion in game 1. We do see the Mega from Garchomp. Protect goes on the Basculegion, Decorate onto the Garchomp, and we see an Earthquake. Wow, takes out his own Alchemy. Oranguru just surviving there on 4% HP and managed to get the Reflect up before going down. Those of you who do not know what Decorate does, Decorate gives your Pokemon next to you a boost on attack and special attack. Two boosts, should I say. So Rock Slide comes out from the Garchomp, connecting on both Pokemon. Surf from the Basculegion, doing a little bit of chip damage onto both, but Dark Pulse does take out the Basculegion because of the super effective stab damage from that Tyranitar. And now with Cradily and Blaziken, they have to do a 2v3 here. However, both these Pokemon, they've taken a bit of chip damage. Tyranitar, can do some damage. One Earthquake, though, and it's all over. It's all over. We saw how much damage that Earthquake did. It was just absolutely crazy damage. Both coaches are probably thinking here what to do, Personally, I think Ted needs to focus on that Garchomp because it's just too strong. We do see the Protect from the Blaziken and the Tyranitar. There is the Earthquake. How much damage does it? Oh, it does so much damage. Giga Drain bringing that health a little bit back to the 34% mark. But this is really difficult for Ted now. He's got to go for that Mega on the Blaziken, and he's got to take out that Garchomp. Otherwise, this is all over. Like one more Earthquake and that is it. It is all over. So what do we see here? He's got to go for it. Will he opt for the Rock Slides to try and get flinches, or will he just go for the Flare Blitz to get maximum damage? He did get a burn last time, so maybe he will get another burn. But yeah, this is a very tricky. Or will Dicey just protect the Garchomp, predicting the hit into it? And we do see the Mega from the Blaziken. It does go for the Rock Slides. Does he get flinches? He does not. Rock Slide connects on both Pokemon, taking out the Cradily. Dark Pulse just missing out on that KO, but the Sand chip damage has brought it down to 3%, that is. And unfortunately, I think there's 2 more turns of Sand. So even if you protect, Flare Blitz takes itself out, and that was a 2v1. Congratulations to Dicey on his first win. Really exciting. That was really exciting games, actually. Ted played to his outs. However, the Decorate in game 3 was just a complete game changer, and it just completely turned things around for Dicey. Garchomp was just doing far too much damage, far too much. But yeah, Cradily, I was actually expecting an Ice Beam from Cradily because I believe it gets Ice Beam. But yeah, really exciting games. And Ted, I'm pretty sure he will bounce back next week with a win. But yeah, so congratulations to Dicey on your first win on week 1. And yeah, continue to do what you do best, it looks like, right? Okay, guys. So, on to the next game. Match, sorry. I keep saying match, game, but it's actually a match. So, on to the next match. We do have the Georgia Granbull Dogs against PSV. Those of you who don't know who PSV is, it's a team. Not only is it a team that is coached by Jenny in the BPL, it's also a football team. But yeah, we do have Georgia Granbull Dogs against PSV, and Jenny and Esquire. I don't think they've played against each other before, but they may have. I'm not 100% sure on that. Do correct me if I'm wrong on that, you two. But over to the Georgia Granbull Dogs team, we got Gengar, which of course can be a Mega. And personally, I believe back in the day when Mega Evolution was the best gimmick. That's personal preference there. But yeah, when it was the Mega Evolution back in the day, Mega Gengar was probably the best one of, if not the best Mega. I believe it won Worlds the year that it was. I believe it won Worlds 2017. I believe. That's off the top of my head, but yeah, it is a absolutely formidable Pokemon. Not only does it get the I'm trying to think of that ability where it disables Cursed Body. It gets Cursed Body, of course, let's not forget, as an ability, but when it's a Mega, it does get the ability Shadow Tag. And if you do not know what Shadow Tag does, it is a ability that traps your Pokemon in the on the field, so you're trapped unless you can, you've got a Pokemon that can party shot or can U-turn. You're basically not getting out until you get rid of that Gengar. Clefable, redirection Pokemon, really great redirection Pokemon, and it's an absolute tank as well. It can take some strong hits. It did win in Worlds 2016 as well on Wolfie's team, yeah. So yeah, Gengar is incredibly good Mega. Gudra, Hisui, a Pokemon that we do not know much about. I've only took a quick glance at this Pokemon and I can see that it is just an absolute tank. The stats are stupidly good with defense, special defense, and HP. Yes, it is a very slow Pokemon, but that doesn't matter because the Georgia Granbull Dogs have got Gengar that can set up Trick Room. They have it is actually only just Gengar. Okay, just one Pokemon. So yeah, Gudra is something to watch out, and it gets Sap Sipper as well. Let's not forget, so it can soak up those grass type attacks that Araquanid and Lumineon would not want to take. So that is really good. Araquanid, again, another Pokemon that is great in Trick Room, as is Scrafty and Scrafty's great as a Pokemon in general. It gets Fake Out, it's fairly bulky, its typing is really good as well. It gets Intimidate ability, it gets Moxie, so really great Pokemon. Serena, let's not forget, has Queenly Majesty, so it can stop all priority type moves on your on the opposing type teams, so protected there in that sense. And then Delphox, I'll be honest, I haven't actually played much of Delphox competitively, only because I didn't rate it that much. But, I do know that it has a very high special attack, and that it is... I can't actually remember if it's slow or fast. Something's telling me that it's actually fairly slow, like a good Trick Room Pokemon as well. But the Georgia Granbull Dogs, Esquire, he's got a great core there. He's got the Araquanid water type, Serena grass type, and Delphox fire type. So, a good core. Dugtrio, another Pokemon that can trap you in. And that's not a pun. It's a ability. Arena Trap does actually trap you on the field. So, yeah, good special defense as well. Okay. But yeah, Dugtrio can of course trap you in as well as Gengar. Regice, Regice is a great Pokemon. I love it. Again, another Pokemon that's really good in Trick Room. So you can see a little bit of a theme going on here with Esquire's team. Emolga, I'll be honest, all I know is that Emolga does like a Nuzzle. It's kind of like a Raichu. It does Nuzzle, it does Volt Switch, these kind of Electro Web sort of speed control, Thunder Wave, speed control, all of this kind of stuff. And then Lumineon. Lumineon I know quite a bit about now because I do have it in my team. It can go things like Tailwind, Scald, Ice Beam, you know. I've seen how bulky this thing can actually be. If you didn't watch the Premiership show, go watch it and you'll see my Lumineon take some absolutely strong hits and, you know, still kicking about and managing to get some Tailwinds up. So yeah, great team there from Esquire. But over on the other side, however, Gen A has got quite a different team to Esquire's. As you can see, like with Esquire, it's mostly, you know, quite slow, good in Trick Room. Well, amazing in Trick Room, should I say. However, Gen A's is quite different. You've got Dragapult, which is one of the fastest Pokemon in the game. And, you know, being a Dragon and Ghost type, it's very strong against the Gengar. However, Gengar is very strong against the Dragapult. So, you know, bit of to and fro there. Incineroar, what can we say about Incineroar? It is stupidly bulky, stupidly broken, really, isn't it? It gets Intimidate, it gets Blaze, but who cares about Blaze? It's Intimidate that you really care about. Fake Out Support, Parting Shot, you know, Flare Blitz, Throat Chop, which stops any sound-based moves like Snarl or Hyper Voice, you know. Incineroar can be a really offensive Pokemon. It can be a really supporting Pokemon. It can do everything. It's, you know, there's a reason why Incineroar is in pretty much every Worlds team every year, and it's because it's one of the best Pokemon, or the best Pokemon in the game. Let's be honest. And then Urshifu Single Strike. Hold on, Single Strike is the dark, yeah, it is. I'm kind of blanked there. Urshifu Single Strike being the dark and fighting type. Again, a Pokemon that's fairly fast. I think it's base 90, speed 95, 90, something like that. 90, I believe. Wicked Blow, of course, always crits, so you can't... there you go. Lumaris knows about the Lumineon. Urshifu, you know, with the Wicked Blow, it crits every time, so you cannot get away from that crit. You know, Reflect won't matter, Will-O-Wisp won't matter, so, and also Protect won't matter, so because of Urshifu's ability. Corviknight, I absolutely love Corviknight. I think it's one of those Pokemon that's a little bit underrated, especially in this kind of format, because it's really bulky and you basically need a really strong electric or fire type to get rid of it. Otherwise, you're going to really struggle. Heliolisk, let's not forget Heliolisk. Heliolisk is a really good pick. You get, again, quite a fast Pokemon, predominantly supporting Pokemon as well. And it gets like Dry Skin, which could work with the Ninetales just below it, which gets the Drought ability. Blossom, of course, works with this Drought ability as well. And then Octillery. Octillery we saw last season and the season before that work extremely well with sort of stalling with the Moody Boosts. You know, the Moody Boosts can work with you or it can work really against you. So a Pokemon that's kind of like hit or miss, really. Oricorio, honestly, I'm trying to think of what this Pokemon does. I believe it gets Tailwind. I remember seeing Silly use it, and it gets access to different types. That's right, yeah. So you can choose which type it can be. I think it's kind of like the whole Silvally situation, where you can choose the typing. And then Sandaconda, of course, which gets the access to the Sand Spit, which sets up sand. So we've got two kind of different types of weather control here from Gen A. And then Vivillon. Vivillon, predominantly I used to use this Pokemon in singles because it is an absolute annoying Pokemon to use. To go up against in singles. You can just go for, you know, sub and just get set up with like quiver dances and stuff like that. So that is something that Esquire has to be mindful of. Anyway, let's jump over to the game. The match. Sorry, I keep saying game. Let's jump over to the match. We have Jenna with the Dragapult and Corviknight, Incineroar, Urshifu. Oh my word, I can't actually see what that is. What is that in the... Is that the Heliolisk and the Bellossom? And then over on Esquire's side, we've got the Emolga, Clefable. Oh my god. Gudra, Hisui. The... Fox, Jesus, Dragon Dance from the Dragapult there, taking out the Emolga. I will finish that. Iron Head into the Clefable, dealing so much damage and proccing a Citrus Berry. Clefable returning that damage with the Moonblast into that Dragapult. Excuse me. Delphox, Araquanid, Emolga, and there is the Gudra, Hisui, Scrafty, and Clefable on Esquire's side. Oh, I've got to clear my throat. Alright, so Gudra Hisui joins in the game. This is exciting because we don't know what this Pokemon does. Incineroar comes in with the Intimidates. We do see the Flamethrower from the Gudra. Life Orb as well. Moonblast connecting onto that Incineroar, and Iron Head bringing that Clefable down to 5% health. So, you know, Jenna's working her outs here. We see a fake out into the Gudra there, stopping that Flamethrower. And we do see a U-turn from the Corviknight this time into the Araquanid, which did switch in. And let's see who Jenna comes in with to replace this Corviknight. At the moment, I would say that Jenna's got the upper hand, but we do see the Urshifu single strike. And like I said, that Urshifu is fairly fast, and the Wicked Blow is going to hurt a lot. So this is something that Jenna has to be, that Esquire has to be mindful of. Those Wicked Blows are just going to do so much damage. Both coaches taking their time. We do see a switch here from the from Esquire. Close combat into that Clefable, which does drop the special defense and defense. So that is something that works against Urshifu with this move. We do see the liquidation into Corviknight. You know, probably maybe assuming that the Araquanid was maybe faster than the Incineroar, but unfortunately it wasn't. And we do see Gudra come back in. Close combat, going into that Gudra, absolutely taking it out easily with ease. Super effective damage from the Brave Bird. Not actually taking out the Corviknight, but liquidation does. And we now have a 3v1. And unfortunately, I don't think Araquanid can bring this back, especially with that Urshifu. And Dragon Darts does finish off the job. And that is a 1v0 to Jenna and her PSV team. We do see a little bit, we do see quite a change here. We see Dragapult and Bellossom from Jenna's side, and we got Delphox and Scrafty on Esquire's side. So, you know, quite the change. I'm actually trying to remember if Delphox gets Trick Room. I presume it does because it is a Psychic type, so I'm guessing it does. However, you know, a Ghost type move into Delphox is going to do so much damage from the Dragapult. We do see a switch here from Incineroar, and we see Dragon Darts doing so much damage into both of these Pokemon. Knockoff absolutely takes out that Dragapult in one hit, revealing a Choice Band. And yes, Delphox does get Trick Room because it just went for it. And we now have a 4v3 scenario on Esquire's side. Really well played from Esquire, knowing that he needed to get that Trick Room up in order to win, and he managed to do it. And not only that, managing to take out that Dragapult in the process as well, and revealing the item choice. So that's good information to have. However, Scrafty has got a Intimidate, so it might want to switch here, but it could just stay in. We do see a switch on the other side actually, so Delphox actually switches. And there's the Drain Punch from Scrafty. Good choice of moves there, but the Dazzling Gleam chipping away at Scrafty and chipping away at that Clefable as well. So good switch there from Esquire into the Clefable, because you just, the fake out didn't matter. Drain Punch being a really good choice of move as well, because it does super effective damage into Incineroar. And not only that, it's stab damage. We do see the switch into the Delphox, parting shot from the Incineroar into the Clefable, switching Urshifu. We do see Life Dew come out from Clefable, so some information there for Jene. Dazzling Gleam, unfortunately not doing all that much damage. However, Urshifu is on the field now, so Esquire does have to be careful. Regardless of the Trick Room being up, he does have to be careful of that Urshifu, because it hits so hard. And Delphox, being a Psychic type, of course, does not want to face it. Incineroar coming back in, getting that Intimidate. We do see another switch. Scrafty getting an Intimidate on the other side, and we see a Moonblast from the Clefable, so predicting maybe Urshifu not to protect there. So it's kind of like even. That turn was quite even. However, we do see the fake out into the Clefable. Ooh, I think Esquire must have thought he was faster than the Incineroar in Trick Room. However, is not. So that's a good reveal there. I actually think that's a good reveal, because that means you can just go for a Drain Punch into that Incineroar slot, which is, I think that's like a safe choice to do, because either Incineroar takes that damage and Scrafty gets more health, or Jene switches. We see the Quiver Dance from Blossom, so really good tech there from Jene. Drain Punch, yes, like I said, goes into the Incineroar, getting all of that health back. Wow. So yeah, and chip damage from the Flare Blitz, really not doing wonders for this Incineroar. I think at this point, Esquire, I think, is in a really good position. You can just keep on going for those Drain Punches. Clefable can just continue to go for the Life Dews. However, Blossom is building itself up. So Blossom is getting these Quiver Dances off with speed, special attack and special defense. So has to be careful. We do see actually a double switch here from Esquire, and we do see the Quiver Dance and a parting shot from the Incineroar. Okay, really interesting choice there. I really expected the Drain Punch to go into the Incineroar slot, but we don't see it. However, we do see Goodra and Delphox return. Esquire probably thinking that it wants that Trick Room back up. However, it's going to be very difficult with Blossom, with all of these stat boosts, and Urshifu as well. Let's not forget. I think here, Esquire has to be careful, because yes, it would be great to have Trick Room up, but will Jene just allow that? And no, we do see a switch. We see another Quiver Dance from the Blossom, and yeah, the Wicked Blow goes into the Clefable. Clefable eats that up very nicely. Dragon Pulse doing so much damage to that Urshifu there. So much damage. And Esquire just completely ignoring this Blossom whilst it keeps on getting these Quiver Dances up. It's going to start hitting very hard and very fast as well, let's not forget. We do see Scrafty join in, Intimidate on both of these Pokemon. Sludge Bomb taking out that Clefable with ease, of course. Close Combat going into Scrafty, but Chople Berry revealed on Scrafty. So really good item choice there from Esquire. I can imagine that probably Delphox comes in here to make sure that Trick Room can... Yeah, that's the play that I probably would have made. However, you're in a bit of a dilemma, because Scrafty can only fake out one, and yep, fakes out the Urshifu. Delphox actually survived that Sludge Bomb from Blossom, despite Blossom being at +3 special attack now. So absolutely ate that up. We do see the switch from Delphox, however. Scrafty going for a Drain Punch. We do see the D-Gleam. It takes out the Scrafty. Maybe Esquire was predicting a Sucker Punch there from the Urshifu. Who knows? But maybe that's the reason for the switch. But, maybe being a bit more aggressive would have been the better call. So we do have a 3v2 now. We see the Protect on the Delphox. Urshifu does try to get the double Protect, but does fail. And... the Dark Dragon Pulse taking out that Urshifu. and Blossom just chipping away at that Gudra once again. Incineroar does join back in. Now this is now a difficult situation, yes, because Delphox gets the fake out. Oh, we do see Flamethrower, but it just does no damage into that Blossom thanks to those Quiver Dances, and we see a 2 KO from the Blossom, and that is a 2-0 to Jenny. So congratulations to Jenny on your first win in the BPL on the week 1. That game 1 kind of went quite smoothly for Jenny. She had the control with damage, with speed, with overall just pivoting as well. Game 2 looked like it kind of Esquire was in control. Maybe switching a bit too much, because I can see why Esquire was switching because of the Sucker Punch threat, but it looked like that Jenny didn't actually have Sucker Punch, so Delphox could have been good to just deal some damage into that Blossom as well as the Gudra. So because I think at that point, once Blossom got to +3 with speed, special attack and special defense, I think you need to say to yourself, okay, I need to get rid of this Pokemon quick, because it's boosted far too much and it's going to start dealing far too much damage, which it eventually did. But however, it was a little bit too late at that point because Blossom just swept. So really cool Pokemon to see sweep. Usually you would see the Urshifu or one of these Pokemon that just sweep teams. However, we see a Blossom sweep a team, so really cool to see that. Anyway, over to the next match. Said it right this time. And we have an old face come back into the British Pokemon League. Welcome back, Draco. And Draco has his Croxley Hotspur Football FC team. Not football, I suppose. You should have called it PC. Pokemon Club, yeah. But yeah, really cool logo as well. I'm a Tottenham Hotspur fan, so of course I'm biased. But yeah, Draco, he has got a double Genie in his team, which I love to see. I love double Genie. I would have loved to have seen triple, but he probably didn't have enough points. But we do see a double Genie at least. And not only that, we actually see the Enamorus Incarnate. This is a Pokemon that has never been played in competitive Pokemon before. So, you are going to see a first ever Enamorus, well, actually, if he brings it, that is, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm sure he'll bring it in one of the weeks, and it will be the match to watch, I'm sure, because Enamorus is something of a predicament. It gets the ability Contrary, so that's a really, interesting ability, and its typing as well is just really great. So I'm going to be really excited to see that when it's in action. But yeah, and then of course the other Genie is the Thundurus Incarnate, and in Thundurus Incarnate, it's one of those Pokemon that has just consistently been good over the years since it was brought into Pokemon. Not only the Defiant Thundurus, which of course gets its attack procced if it is intimidated, or if it gets a stat dropped in general. So not only the Defiant Thundurus hits really hard, but the Prankster Thundurus, I personally think that the Prankster Thundurus has always been better, but I think I'm just biased there because I just love the priority Thunder Waves, Eerie Impulse, Rain Dance, all of this stuff that Thundurus can do, and it gets access to some really great moves as well, like Electro Web, Grass Knot, Thunderbolt, of course. But yeah, it's a really great Pokemon, and it's just so versatile. Tapu Lele with terrain control. Tapu Lele probably not the best Pokemon in Sword and Shield at the moment, but generations before that, Tapu Lele has always been such a great Pokemon, and the psychic terrain is always great because you can stop priority moves like Fake Out, etc. Of course, on Pokemon that are grounded. Duraludon. Duraludon is one of those Pokemon that can ignore follow me. So any redirection, even if you stick a Pokemon that's grass or a bug or whatever, the safety goggles will just completely ignore that redirection. So Duraludon can ignore Follow Me Pokemon and Rage Powder. Duraludon, it's one of those Pokemon that's probably not the best in Dynamax, but it is incredibly strong in this kind of format, because if you stick like an AV on Duraludon, you can just like be really bulky and just slowly chip away at your opponent. And then of course it's interesting typing with Dragon and Steel. Can anyone name another Dragon and Steel type? Let me know in the chat. Let me know. Whoever says it first wins something. Probably not anything, but you win a cheeky little kiss from me. Typhlosion. Of course, Typhlosion is one of those Pokemon that gets Eruption, so you do not want to be facing Typhlosion if it's like got a Choice Scarf on it, or a Choice Specs as well for that matter. And then below that we've got the Beedrill, which of course can be the Mega Beedrill. I think we saw it last season. I think someone had it last season and they did really well with it. I can't remember actually. I'm pretty sure someone had it last season. For Alligator, I'm actually not quite sure what this Pokemon does, I'll be honest with you. I just know that it wasn't used that much competitively. So it is a Pokemon that I would like to see Draco use, because I'm just curious, if anything. Lopunny, of course, can be a Mega as well. Extremely fast. And there you go. Encore gets it. Oh, yeah, there you go. You get a double Goodra. I forgot about Goodra. But I was thinking Dialga. But yeah, Lopunny being extremely fast, fake out user, and close combat does so much damage from Lopunny when it's in Mega form. It's unreal. Thievul is one of those Pokemon that can get its speed doubled with the help of Tapu Lele's Terrain, as long as it's got the Psychic Seed, of course. Unburden is the ability, if you don't know, and Thievul will just continue to outspeed everything and go for Snarls, Foul Play, Fake Tears. It's got access to a range of different Dark type moves, so yeah. Duskull, of course, can be the Trick Room Pokemon, little baby one, so it's cute to see. And then another little baby Pokemon on the bottom there, Pichu, which of course gets its Lightning Rod ability. And I want to say Follow Me, but I don't know if Pichu gets to Follow Me, or is it just Raichu? Okay, no, I think Pikachu gets. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not 100% sure if Pichu gets Follow Me. But correct me if I'm wrong. I just thought it was the Raichu. However, on the other side, we've got the marvelous Murkrows. Hosoj. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Hosoj. But yeah, he's got his team here. We've got the Togekiss, of course, one of the best redirection Pokemon in the game. It can take so many hits, even if it is super effective. It can take them so incredibly well. And it can actually hit incredibly hard. Let's not forget about the ability Super Luck, which increases your critical hit rate. And if Togekiss hits you with a super effective stab damage move with a crit, you're not surviving, basically. And you're going to take a lot of damage as well. Of course, Sarge needs to be careful of that Duraludon, because Duraludon will, deal a lot of damage into that Togekiss. It's probably the only threat. Well, actually, Thundurus is probably another threat as well. So, yeah. Ursaluna. Well, I have not seen this competitively. Another Pokemon that's from the, Hisui region. And it is a Pokemon that is phenomenal in Trick Room. Absolutely phenomenal. And I believe it hits incredibly hard. It gets the Guts ability. So if it's got like a Flame Orb or, a Toxic Orb, I think it's called. Yeah, Toxic Orb. It's going to deal so much damage. Arcanine with Intimidate, of course, one of those old school Pokemon, Gen 1 Pokemon. You'd love to see them come in and, get that Intimidate, and gets Justified as well. Let's not forget. I can't see any actually, yep. I was going to say I can't see any beat up Pokemon, but there is actually one beat up Pokemon. That is the Dugtrio Alola, so it could go for the Justified. Hisoj has the Volbeat with the Prankster, so he's got a Prankster Pokemon here, going for priority Tailwinds, priority status type moves, etc. Dragalge, of course, works best in Trick Room as well, being that dragon and poison type. Its speed is very slow, so if Trick Room goes up from the likes of the Bronzong, this Dragalge can, do some incredible things. Dugtrio Alola, like I said, it gets access to beat up. It's incredibly fast as well. This is the ground and steel type version, and let's not forget about the arena trap, so it can actually keep you locked in. Sceptile, Sceptile is one of those Pokemon that again gets like Thievul, gets access to Unburden. As long as you get rid of its item, it will go extremely fast, and it's a great grass type. It's one of those Pokemon that may have fallen down a bit since Sword and Shield, but it's still great. It's still good. And then we've got the Dewgong, of course. It's really cool to see a Dewgong, another Gen 1 Pokemon. Dewgong, I think, gets, its abilities gets Thick Fat, Hydration, Ice Body. I think is the hidden ability, if I'm not wrong. I think it is anyway. But yeah, the likes of Thick Fat is really good, and Hydration is a pretty cool ability as well, which cures itself of status effects. Not only that, it's actually not too bad in terms of stats wise. If I remember, Dewgong is not too slow but not too fast. It's quite bulky in special defense and HP, and it's I think it's attack and special attack are pretty normal, but I remember it being fairly bulky. And then Electrode, of course, being a stupidly fast Pokemon. I can't remember off the top of my head how fast Electrode is, but I just remember Electrode being very fast. I think it's 100. No, 100. No, I can't remember. I'm really struggling to remember. Something's telling me that it's 150, but that doesn't sound right. I don't know if it's that fast, but it's very fast, and it can get thunder waves onto you. It can get it can Volt Switch. It can Eerie Impulse. It can go for actually self-destruct is one of those gimmicky things that you do often see with Electrode, which was really fun. When you played the game, it was when the Electrode would just explode in your face. It was really annoying. And I think his ability is static and something else. Static, if you hit it with a physical type move, it will paralyze you. And then last but not least is the Squirtle, which of course can redirect. I think that's all I'm going to say about Squirtle is redirection. I'm pretty sure it's just purely for redirection on his team. However, he has got Togekiss as well. But yeah, let's jump over into the game, guys. We have H-Dodge against Draco. Draco coming out with a Thunderous and Lopunny, and H-Dodge coming out with the Bronzong and Squirtle. We see the Protect from Squirtle there, the Mega Lopunny, and we do see the Fake Out and Volt Switch from the Thunderous. I'm going to be talking fast on this one. Follow me from the Squirtle there, so it is redirection. Volt Switch does a tremendous amount of damage. Fragolator coming in, Circle Throw, just taking out that Squirtle and finishing it off. Trick Room does go up, however, from Bronzong, and there is the Dragalge coming in. Gyro Ball doing some pretty good damage into the Duraludon. Immune to that Sludge Wave though, thanks to its Steel type. And then Ice Punch, dealing so much damage into that Dragalge. And Aqua Jet just finishing it off. So Fragolator absolutely working hard here to take out these mons. Dark Pulse bringing that Bronzong down to about 50%. Ursaluna here, newbie coming into this. We do see Gyro Ball and Facade going into the Thunderous, but Thunderous kicking about still and bringing in Lopunny, which is a really good smart move. There is the Flame Orb. Like I said, Ursaluna does get access to Guts, so it's going to start hitting extremely hard. We do see close combat, however, but we'll bring it down to 1%, and Duraludon does finish it off with Dragon Pulse, and like I said, oof, that Lopunny. That is a 1-0 to Draco. Lopunny and Typhlosion now against Bronzong and the Togekiss. We do see a Protect from the Bronzong. So good fake out there from Draco, predicting that Protect. And we do see Eruption come out. This is going to do so much damage into the Bronzong and the Togekiss. Circle Throw finishing off that Togekiss. And I presume that Trick Room does go up now. And here is the Ursaluna. We love to see it. It's probably going to go for the Facades. Oh no, it goes for an Earthquake. Dealing so much damage into everyone. And there is the Flame Orb proccing, and we see the Jiragalgi come in as well. We do see Aquajet deal some pretty good damage into that Ursaluna actually, and oh my word, an Earthquake just absolutely takes out both of those mons. We do see Lopunny here. Unfortunately, it's got everything to do, but it doesn't matter because Draco Meteor just absolutely destroys it, and it is a 1v1 now. Ursaluna absolutely putting in the work there. We do see the Squirtle and Bronzong from the game 1 Dark Pulse. Like I said, Duraludon does ignore Follow Me, so it does get that Dark Pulse into Bronzong. And we do see a switch here. Helping Hand Gyro Ball into that Fragulator. Crunch, finishing off that Squirtle, and Dark Pulse, bringing that Bronzong down to 10%. Gyro Ball does connect onto the Fragulator. We do see Earthquake proc, and it doesn't matter about that Sugar Berry because Ursaluna doesn't care. It just takes out everything, even its own teammate. It doesn't care. We do see the Mega Lopunny go for the Mega and a double protect here, which is smart because you know that fake out is going to come. We do see the Eerie Impulse, so this is Prankster Thunderous. We do see the Eerie Impulse here. Sludge Bomb connecting on Thunderous, getting the poison as well, unfortunately. Facade taking out that Lopunny. This Ursaluna is putting in so much work. And Thunderous unfortunately has it all to do. And Volt Switch unfortunately is just not doing enough damage. And Ursaluna takes it out with one fell swoop. Okay, camera, you don't wanna work. Oh, that is not a good look. Look at that. Hold on, sorry guys. Let's yeah, there we are. Let's get that back. Oof, my face did not look good there. That was a weird look, sorry. Okay, so yeah, really well played there from Asoj and his Murkrow's team. Ursaluna, wow. Ursaluna there showing just how good it truly is in Trick Room. Yes, you know, it's does go down pretty damn hard to a fighting type move or a water type move, but it just absolutely took control in that match, and unfortunately Draco just did not have any means to deal with it effectively, especially in Trick Room. You know, Draco did try his hardest to stop Trick Room, but once Trick Room was up, it kind of just went in Hasoj's favour, and especially with that Ursaluna. You know, I mean, maybe there was chances to maybe stall out the Trick Room a bit more, maybe to, you know, not go for any attacking moves, just stall it out bit by bit. But you know, that's all well and said and done, but it's really difficult to execute that really when you've got a Pokemon like Ursaluna just, you know, going for these earthquakes that deal stupid damage. So yeah, but really well played to Hasoj, and congratulations on your first win, and I'm sure Draco will bounce back. I'm sure he will. Over to the next match, guys. Sorry, I can feel my nose. We have the Altered Aegislashes. Oh, okay, Aegislash. That needs to be changed. I'm sure it's Aegislashes, right? Altered Aegislashes against Shadow Kings. So the Altered Aegislash is the Slimy, a new coach to the British Pokemon League, and as you can see his team on the left there, we've got the Darmanitan Galarian form, which is, you know, very strong. You know, those ice type attacks are incredibly strong, and you can imagine, you know, paired up with the likes of Arctozolt and Abomasnow with that hail up from the Ninetales as well, is going to be dealing a very, like, so much damage. You can probably tell as well, by the way, that Slimy's team is indeed a mono ice team. We had a mono steel team last season. This season we've got a mono ice team, so, you know, really cool to see. So yeah, a really cool team. We got the Arctozolt, of course, being that ice and electric type, which of course gets the ability Slush Rush, so it doubles its speed in hail. We do have Frostlass. Frostlass, of course, is one of those Pokemon that can get some, what's that move? Frost Breath, which deals like critical hits. Oh yeah, it's 100% critical hit if I remember, but it's it's not very strong, but it's still, 100%. Mamoswine, of course, having that ground type, so it's a little bit different to all the others. Mamoswine can provide some like sort of versatility in this team with that ground typing. But yeah, I really love Mamoswine. It gets the Ice Shard. I think many of these Pokemon actually get Ice Shard. A Ninetales, a Alolan. Alola gets Aurora Veil, let's not forget. So Aurora Veil is one of those moves that if you got like a Light Clay, you get Reflect and Light Screen at the same time. So it's providing like a support sort of role, Weavile is very fast and it provides like Fake Out support. Abomasnow being the Mega, or can be the Mega, which gets access to what's his Mega ability? I can't remember its Mega ability, but of course, Snow Warning being the normal ability. I think it is just Snow Warning. I think it stays the same, but correct me if I'm wrong on that. Crabominable, that Pokemon can hit extremely hard, and it's predominantly a physical Pokemon, but I remember how hard it hits. Lapras, of course, we can't forget Lapras. Lapras is one of those Pokemon that has that unique water and ice type, so and it gets access to, and it could be a really great supporting Pokemon with the likes of like Helping Hand, Perish Song. Let's not forget about Perish Song. Mr. Rhyme, again, being like a Pokemon that has access to Screen Cleaner. It has Fake Out support. It has Helping Hand as well. And then Sandslash Alola being another Slush Rush Pokemon, so it doubles its speed in Hail. And then over to Dogsy's. Over to Dogsy's team. Like I said, Slimy's got the Mono Ice. Dogsy has opted for a Mono Normal team. So we actually have two normal Mono teams in the championship division, and it's just happened to be these two teams going head to head in week 1, and we wouldn't have it any other way. This is exciting. Dogsy has built not just a mono team, but quite a strong mono team. We do have Indeedee Female, which gets access to the Psychic Terrain, which stops any kind of priority type moves, of course. And let's not forget about Redirection. Indeedee Female is one of the best, if not one of the best redirection mons in the game. Amoonguss and Indeedee is probably, they're on par next to each other. Porygon 2, probably at this point the best Trick Room setup Pokemon. There's not many Pokemon that can one-shot this. I'm trying to think of what can one-shot it. Maybe Urshifu. Urshifu probably can one-shot it with close combat. But then, Dogsy's got this redirection, so yeah, it's difficult. Kangaskhan being a Mega, of course. Kangaskhan was one of the best Megas back in the day, and it hits double thanks to the little baby that Kangaskhan has. It gets access to a variety of different physical attacking moves. It gets incredible abilities as well. Inner Focus, the Scrappy as well. Zoroark, Hisui, first time ever we're seeing this Pokemon, another one from the Hisui region. Incredibly interesting typing. We have Ghost and Normal. It's the first of its kind, and I'm excited to see how this Pokemon performs. And it has got the exact same ability that the original Zoroark has, which is Disguise. No, not Disguise. Sorry. Oh Christ, okay, that's gone out my head. I forgot the ability's name, but basically you copy the Pokemon that is in the sort of position behind it. So if you lead Zoroark in the first spot and you have a Pokemon in the second spot, the Pokemon that is in the third spot, it copies. And that's how Zoroark works. And it copies that Pokemon. So you can trick your opponents, in thinking that you've actually brought, let's say, Kangaskhan, when in fact it's actually Zoroark staring at you. Of course, Dogsy just had to pick the Ditto. He wouldn't have it any other way. He loves this Pokemon. You know, I've heard they're getting married, so Dogsy will be marrying a Ditto. But yeah, but no, Dogsy is incredibly good with how he uses Ditto with Choice Scarf, you know, Quick Claw. You know, he usually opts for the Quick Claw, but you know, he's incredibly good with how he uses it. He knows exactly when to bring it out, and you know which Pokemon to copy, transform, of course being the ability. Weirdeer, another Pokemon that is new. Oh no, Weirdeer? Yeah, Weirdeer is the new one, isn't it? Yeah. Weirdeer? Yes, Weirdeer is the new one. Again, another Pokemon from the Hisui region, so it would be really exciting to see what Dogsy can do with this Pokemon. Ordino, of course, being predominantly supporting type, but it can be a Mega. Cinccino, again, more of a supporting type, but it can hit pretty hard, and it is pretty fast as well. Double, I love this Pokemon, so I love seeing this. Double is actually quite bulky, and it gets access to a range of different moves and different types of moves, so you can be so versatile with this Pokemon. Exploud, you know, being this sound type Pokemon, Hyper Voice does extremely crazy damage, Snarls as well. And then last but not least, we have Fletchling, which, you know, a lot of people would presume it's a fire type. It is a fire type, but it's also a normal type, and that's why it's on this team. And it's also priority Tailwind, let's not forget. Anyway, over to the match, guys. Here we have Dogsy with Shadow King's team, and we have the Altered Aegislash and Slimy as the coach. Dogsy has his Weirdeer Ditto, Kangaskhan, Porygon 2, Cinccino, and Indeedee Female. Over on Slimy's side, we have got the Scorbunny, that is really hard to say, Scorbunny, Abomasnow, Dracozolt, no, sorry, not Dracozolt, Arctozolt, Frozlass, Weavile, and Mamoswine. Dogsy leading things off here with the Indeedee Female and the Cinccino, and Slimy leading things off with the Abomasnow and Arctozolt. Abomasnow bringing up that hail straight away, and the Arctozolt, of course, probably is Slush Rush, so it will be going first, no doubt, and it's going to be hitting hard. Indeedee Female there, showing that it is actually Psychic Seed and just giving it that special defense boost to start things off. Let me know if the music is too loud, guys. Rock Blast from the Cinccino here. It actually hits before anything. A cheeky little crit there on one of them, and just missing out on that KO. Bolt Beak absolutely destroying the Indeedee though, taking it out, and oh my word, we have so many KOs here. So Volbeak destroy the Indeedee, goes down to the Life Orb, and then the Lechonk there, the Mega Abomasnow, absolutely destroying that Cinccino with a Wood Hammer, and it has now quickly become a 3v2. This match has gone very quickly in regards of KOs, and Dogsy now brings out his Kangaskhan and Porygon 2, whereas Slimy brings out his Weavile. Of course, both of these Pokemon, the Weavile and Kangaskhan, can't go for Fake Out. We do see an ally switch there from the Kangaskhan. Power Up Punch, almost getting the KO there, but gets... Oh no, it does get the KO. Let's not forget about the little baby. So we do see the Power Up Punch, which does actually proc Kangaskhan's ability. Not the ability, sorry, procs the move twice. So that is a double attack move that come off there. Nice ally switch there from Dogsy. Porygon 2, you know, it is a simple move, yes, but it can be so effective in those kind of situations. And the last Pokemon we see on the field is the Scorbunny, and you gotta wonder, like, who is going to win here, because it's quite even, but Porygon 2 is oh my god, Scorbunny absolutely destroys the Kangaskhan with a close combat. Hyper Beam unfortunately does miss the Abomasnow, and Focus Blast just finishing off that Porygon 2, and it is a 1-0 to Slimy. We do see the same lead from Dogsy with their Indeedee and Cinccino. And we do see the Rock Blast from the Cinccino into the Scorbunny, but it doesn't manage to take it out. Close Combat did so much damage there. Rock Blast going into the into the Frostlass. Not 1%, almost getting the KO there, but does get disabled and parried in the same turn. And okay, poor Cinccino. Indeed, he gets a double KO there with Expanding Force. Poor Cinccino got all kinds of things happen there. Kangaskhan joins in, goes for the Mega, as does the Abomasnow. We do see a Follow Me. Boltbeak does finish off that Indeedee. Power Up Punch just ticking away. Brings that Arctozolt to about 50%. Woodhammer dealing some great damage. Bringing that Kangaskhan down to like 40%. And then with the chip damage from Hail, 34%. We see the focus from the Lechonk there. Boltbeak unfortunately does hit into the Protect. And Hyper Beam taking out that Arctozolt, and it is now a 2v1. We see a Protect from the Abomasnow. Probably, actually, I'm not quite sure why they went for the Protect. I'm not quite sure. Maybe to get some, okay, maybe just to get some more hail damage. Yes, and Drain Punch does finish off the job, and it is now a 1v1. And we go into our third and final game. Dogsy not changing anything at all. Goes for the Indeedee and Cinccino. And Slimy goes back to the Arctozolt and Abomasnow lead. So, okay, it's not a replay now, so I don't have to talk as fast. Which is good, because that's really hard to do that. But yeah, some really good stuff there in game 2 from Dogsy. You can see why Slimy actually went for the Protect there. He just wanted a little bit more hail damage, and he kind of hoped for the Ice Shard to take out the Kangaskhan. We do see a Protect there on the Arctozolt. Rock Blast unfortunately is going to go into that Protect, and Woodhammer just chipping away at that Indeedee brings it down to like 30% with the hail. So yeah, that was a really good move. Not too sure why he didn't Mega, but maybe there was a reason. Maybe I'm missing why. But yeah, whoa, hold on, what happened there? Okay, 1 second. Is there a bear with me, guys? Okay, I can't rewind it back, but it looks like a, okay, that's Ditto. Okay, that's why I got so confused. Okay, so it looks like something's got cut out. Indeedee was taken out. Ditto has copied the Scorbunny, which did get taken out, I presume, by the Cinccino. The Cinccino's been sitting here this whole time. Rock Blast does come out here into the Arctozolt. Can it get rid of it? Unfortunately, not. That does not get rid of it. Boltbeak, however, does get rid of that Ditto, and Brick Break gets rid of that Cinccino, and it is now, unfortunately, a 2v1. However, that Arctozolt is on very low HP. The hail will stop next turn, so this could go either way. I think Dogsy, all he has to do is go for a Protect, just stall out that hail, and then you probably outspeed that Arctozolt. But yeah, well, I mean, this is still a 2v1 though, so you know, Slimy has got access to Brick Break on that Weavile. We have seen that, so it will deal super effective damage. Yep, Dogsy does go for the Protect. That is the right move, and Boltbeak and Brick Break unfortunately not connecting. Now, you know, Dogsy has to make the choice on which Pokemon he wants to take out, which is the biggest threat. You can imagine that he might go for the Weavile, but you know, it might be sashed, who knows. Maybe getting rid of the Arctozolt is better because it does more damage thanks to that Life Orb. We do see the Mega Brick Break go in first. We do see the Drain Punch into the Weavile. Does take it out. It brings Kangaskhan back to 96%, 97% thanks to that little baby. Oh, a low kick, dealing so much damage, but not enough, and that is a 2v1 to Dogsy, and a loss for Slimy. Wow, that was really exciting games. You know, game 1 where Slimy just completely took control and had speed control, had weather control. You know, he had it all. And unfortunately, Dogsy just didn't have an answer for him in game 1. However, in game 2, Dogsy managed to change things up and managed to bring things back. That Kangaskhan actually providing a lot of utility. The ally switch from Porygon 2, like I said, was really good for Dogsy in that game. And then in game 3, that could have gone either way, but I think with once the hail was down, you're outspeeding the Dracozolt anyway. And Arctozolt, sorry, I keep on saying Dracozolt. Arctozolt and Weavile, unfortunately, just not dealing enough damage. But the Drain Punch on the Kangaskhan was vital, because if you didn't have Drain Punch, you would have just gone down to that low kick on the Arctozolt. So yeah, really well played, Dogsy. It's good to see you get some wins. And I'm sure that Slimy will come back with a win next week. Over to the next match, guys. And we have the Politoed Belly Drummers against the Tyranitar Tyrants. Politoed Belly Drummers, you know, the new coach Encore coming into the Championship division. You know, all of these coaches are going to want to come into the Premiership division next season. And, you know, Tyranitar Tyrants Silver, he's been here before. He knows the gig, so he's going to be a tough opponent for Encore. So on the Belly Drummers teams, we've got the Gothitelle, which of course, one of those Pokemon like the Mega Gengar and like Dugtrio, it traps your opponents on the field. So if, like I said, if you don't have like Parting Shot or U-Turn or Volt Switch or anything like that, you're basically going to be staying on the field. But not only does Gothitelle actually have access to this move, it also gets Fake Out. So it can actually fake out one of your Pokemon, ensuring that Pokemon stays in with it. So yeah, Gothitelle is one of those Pokemon that is super frustrating and quite hard to deal with. So yeah, you gotta make sure you get like some super effective moves on that thing. Ludicolo, of course, teams up with that Politoed. Let's not forget how fast Ludicolo can truly go once that Swift Swim ability has been procced, and with the typing it has with the Grass and Water, very unique, so it is not weak against grass. So yeah, Ludicolo, I've got a soft spot for it because I had it in season 2. I think I had it in season 2, one of the seasons where I was champ, in season 2 or 3. I forgot which one it was, but I absolutely love it. I had great fun using it, and it gets access to some great moves. Politoed gets access to a lot of supporting moves, Helping Hand, Perish Song. Let's not forget the Perish Trap, strat with the Gothitelle. Talonflame being a priority Tailwind user, and just having that fire type is always good. Mawile, of course, can be the Mega, and like I said, I used Mawile in last season, and it did absolute wonders for me last season. I absolutely loved it. Mega Mawile was just so strong. Its play rough actually hits harder than Zacian's, so that's how good Mawile truly is as a Mega. Nidoking, Nidoking's one of those Pokemon that's kind of like wishy-washy a little bit. Personally, that's personal preference. I think it's a little bit wishy-washy, where it can be extremely good, and then at times it can just be the worst thing in the world, and you just wish you hadn't have brought it. But I have seen Nidoking absolutely destroy teams, though, so it is a Pokemon that you need to be careful of, especially if it has like a choice item on it. Luxray being an Intimidate Pokemon is really great to have for this team, so you can reduce those physical attackers. Muckalola, absolutely love seeing this thing on the team. It gets access to some really cool moves. I won't say too many because it might give away some things, but I absolutely love Muckalola. Tyrantrum, we saw Krizzle use this Pokemon quite a few times, and Tyrantrum can hit extremely hard, and again, it's a Pokemon that can get access to a range of different moves. Swordsbuck, I actually don't know much about this Pokemon, apologies. I think yeah, I actually don't know much about it at all. Apologies. So I'm going to skip it. If anyone can provide any details about Scorbunny, please type it in, because I actually don't know much about it. Shedinja. This thing is an absolute annoyance. If you do not have a super effective type move to hit it with, basically you're not going to win the game, because Shedinja will just stall you out, and it will continue to hit you with Poltergeist or Shadow Sneak or Will-O-Wisp or Ally Switch or any of these moves that are just really frustrating to deal with. But yeah, you need basically a super effective move, because Shedinja's ability, if you do not have a super effective move against it, basically you are not going to KO it. So you got to make sure of that. And if you do not know its weaknesses, I strongly recommend looking at the weaknesses of Shedinja, because you're going to need it. You're going to need those super effective moves. Scorbunny gets chlorophyll rain dance. Okay, so Scorbunny basically gets chlorophyll and a rain dance. There we go. Didn't know it gets chlorophyll. That's really interesting. You wouldn't think it would, like judging by its look, you know. But it gets rain dance, so I'm guessing that's why it works with this team, of course. Yeah. Okie doke. And then over to Tyranitar Tyrants. We have got Silver's team here. The Diancie. Of course, Diancie can be a Mega with the Magic Bounce ability. And Diancie with that Diamond Storm can be so strong. So you've got to take it out, really. You need your Steel types. So you can imagine that Encore brings that Mega Mawile against... against the Diancie in this game, because Diancie, you know, yes, it has other weaknesses, but it goes down to steel like a sack of potatoes. So you can imagine that Encore wants to bring that Mawile against it, just in case. Dusclops, another Pokemon like the Porygon 2 that can get access to Trick Room, and it's one of the best Trick Room Pokemon in the game. With Eviolite, it becomes a very bulky Pokemon, and again, if you do not have like a very strong Dark type or Ghost type, you're not going to be taking Dusclops out. And even then, with the really strong Dark and Ghost type, you need to be like max attack or max special attack in order to take it out, because it's so bulky. Latios, of course, can be a Mega as well, and a great Mega it is. It gets access to so many moves. It can be supporting, it can be offensive, it can be speed control. It's just such a great Pokemon. Honestly, it gets access to such great moves. Tailwind, Icy Wind, Mythical Fire, just so many. Go check it out. Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn, again, is one of those Pokemon, like Silver's got these Pokemon that you need like a really strong, super effective move into it. Ferrothorn, of course, you need to hit it with such a strong fire-type Pokemon, because it can take hits left, right, and centre, or a fighting type, should I say, as well. Of course, Silver could actually prove to bring the Ferrothorn against Encore here because of the rain. Ferrothorn would actually, thrive in the rain, so that is something that Silver could consider. Executor Alola, another Trick Room Pokemon, maybe not as good as Dusclops, but still really good, and it gets the Chlorophyll ability as well, let's not forget. And that then brings me on to the next Pokemon, which is Cottony, which is a Prankster Pokemon, and it gets access to Sunny Day. And then along with like Tailwind as well, and Cotton Spore, all of these moves that are really great for speed control. Shuckle, I absolutely detest this Pokemon because of the Shuckle and Clefable. Absolutely hate that duo. But Shuckle is one of those Pokemon that can absolutely stall your Pokemon out. Really great in singles with Infestation. Cloyster being one of those Pokemon that can proc ability, weakness policies with Ice Shard. It's like Lapras in the sense of it's a water and ice type, so it's quite a unique typing. It gets access to like Freeze Dry, and if I remember, it's got a ridiculous defense or special defense, and it's a Gen 1 Pokemon. I love Gen 1 Pokemons, but and Cloyster, I can't remember which one it is. I think it's defense. It has like a ridiculous defense stat, whereas all the other stats are kind of like subpar, but it's just the defense which is ridiculous. And then I think special attack is okay as well. Dottler, I don't know too much about. I just know that it gets access to Trick Room. I predominantly know that it gets Trick Room. That's about it. I'm afraid. Ice Cube is one of those quite funny Pokemon where the first time you hit it doesn't actually deal any damage because you break the ice cube on its head, and then afterwards you deal damage. So it's kind of like Mimikyu in that sense with the disguise ability. You have to hit it first and then hit it again. But yeah, Ice Cube is like one of those quite comical Pokemon, and gets access to some moves. You know, it's not like an overall amazing Pokemon, but it's just like quite a funny Pokemon, you know. And if I remember, it's pretty bulky as well, so it can take some hits. But you know, like most ice types, it gets like icy wind, speed control, and things like this. And then of course its ability, what is it, Ice Face? Oh yeah, Ice Face, I think it's called. It only works with physical Pokemon. I was trying to figure that word. God. So yeah, that's Ice Cube. And then last but not least is Maractus. Maractus gets access. I've used it quite a few times in you know, draft leagues and competitive Pokemon. Excuse me. Maractus gets access to Chlorophyll ability and Storm Drain. So a little bit of variety there. So, you know, Maractus could excuse me, provides quite useful to protect Diancie, or it can go for, like, you know, some very fast moves. Excuse me, I'm gonna get some water in a bit. But let's jump over to the game, guys. We have the Politoed Belly Drummers here, Encore with the Mawile, Mega Mawile and Talonflame, and then Silver with the Executor and Maractus. Taunt comes out from the Talonflame, Rain Dance from the Maractus, Play Rough into that Executor, almost one-shot on it, which is crazy. Spiky Shield and Maractus just protecting itself, but Hurricane does get rid of that Executor, and thanks to that priority air-type move. And unfortunately, Shuckle comes in, and Dusclops comes in as well. Taunt from the Talonflame, Play Rough unfortunately does miss the Dusclops, however. Taunt there again from the Talonflame, and Iron Head from the Mawile dealing so much damage, and Rock Slide just chipping away. Unfortunately, Dusclops couldn't go for any Will-O-Wisps. Hurricane again dealing a lot of damage. Knock Off, revealing that Damp Rock on the Maractus. Rock Slide not going to do too much to Mawile because of its typing. Protect. We do see Hurricane again in the Maractus. This is quickly becoming very bad for Silver. This Talonflame is just absolutely bossing. We see the Taunt from the Talonflame, Iron Head from the Mawile, taking out that Shuckle. Unfortunately, Dusclops can't get Trick Room up, and Hurricane and Knock Off chipping away at this Dusclops. And unfortunately, Dusclops does not have any attacking moves, so it is going to struggle. But it doesn't matter because Talonflame destroys it with the Overheat, and that is a 1-0 to Encore. We see the exact same lead from Encore, and I don't blame him. We do see Silver change it up, though, with the Diancie and Latios. Priority Tailwinds from Talonflame, and there is that Iron Head from Mawile, absolutely destroying that Diancie. Latios managing to get Tailwind of its own. We do see the Surf from Latios, so it does proc that Storm Drain ability, like I said, on the Maractus, and we do see Rain Dance from Maractus as well. Play Rough not able to take out the Mawile. Latios, sorry. Energy Ball, unfortunately not doing too much to Muck, and it does proc a Figgy Berry. Play Rough does get the job done this time, and oh my god, Poison Jab comes out from the Muck and absolutely destroys that Maractus. And unfortunately, Shuckle now has got to do a 4v1, and we see Muck with the Curse. Curse has now been revealed, and we see Power Trick from Shuckle. So it's revealing some interesting tech there. We do see Scald unfortunately getting the burn, but Poison Jab does finish the Shuckle off, so it didn't matter at all. And that was very quickly over. Yes, it was a replay, but it was very quickly over. And Christ, sorry, I forgot your name. Encore did a 4-0 twice there, so that was very, very well played from Encore. He had complete control. Like in game 1, Shuckle, Dusclops, they couldn't get anything done because, Taunt on the Talonflame just completely stopped the strategy that Silver wanted to do. And then, Talonflame with priority flying type moves, of course, because of Gale Wings, just completely sweeping through Silver's team. And, Mawile, like I said in the team preview, when I see that Diancie, the first thing I would think on Encore's team is bring that Mawile. And it is good that he did bring it, because Mawile and Talonflame absolutely just bossed. So really well chosen, Pokemon choices. So really well picked there from Encore. Yeah, but unfortunately Silver, he did try to get Trick Room up, did try to come up with some strats, but with that Talonflame taunting everything, it was just too much damage, too much control on Encore's side. So yeah, really well played from Encore, and keep at it, mate. And Silver, I'm pretty sure we'll see you pick up some wins. You always come back. So yeah, now on to the final game. On to the final and last game of the evening, guys, and you won't have to see me anymore. I can feel myself getting bunged up. So yeah, over on the left side we've got Jabba, who is a veteran in the BPL Knights of Sidonia team. He's picked up a team that we all love to see. He's got some familiar faces in his team, like the Deoxys defense. Deoxys defense is definitely a Pokemon that you have to respect. If you let that thing get set up with the likes of Iron Defense or Amnesia, it's just going to be so devastating. Tornadus being the prankster Pokemon on Jabba's team, one of the best prankster Pokemon in the game. Whimsicott and Tornadus and maybe Thunderous are probably the 3 best prankster Pokemon in the game at the moment. So Tornadus being such a good Pokemon, and not only that, it could go for Defiant as well. Let's not forget. Defiant. I had to think then. But yeah, Tornadus of course can go for like Prankster Tailwinds, Prankster Rain Dance. It gets access to Icy Winds, Dark Pulse, Hurricane, all of these great moves, and it hits so hard as well because its special attack is actually really good. Haxorus is an interesting Pokemon. It's one of those Pokemon that you don't see that often being picked in like draft leagues, but every time I see it in a draft league, it actually performs extremely well. So, and it gets a range of different moves. So I'll be interested to see how Haxorus performs. Houndoom, of course, can be a Mega, and Houndoom's Mega form does get access to the Solar Power, so its moves do get boosted. And Meowstic, of course, being another prankster Pokemon, does get access to Sunny Day, as well as Rain Dance like Tornadus, but Tornadus doesn't get Sunny Day, whereas Meowstic does. So Meowstic can get that Sun Up for Houndoom. It can go for screens, it can go for fake out support. Meowstic, again, being a really great prankster Pokemon, probably not on the level of like Whimsicott and Tornadus, but it's still great. Electros, I don't know much about this other than that Matt drafted it 2 seasons ago, I think. Was it last season or the season before, Matt? I can't remember. But Matt used it, and he tried coming up with some things with it, but couldn't really manage to get it sort of versatile at all. But again, it's like a Pokemon that I think all Pokemon have to be respected in some way. So you have to watch out for what these Pokemon can do. Mr. Mime, of course. Mr. Mime's one of those Pokemon that's like really interesting. It gets access to like some strange moves, let's say. I mean, Mr. Mime, of course, the first thing that always jumps to mind is the Technician ability, which is its hidden ability, which is really good. It's fairly fast as well, if I remember. I think it's like base 90 speed, good special attack, fake out support. It gets access to like Power Swap, Quick Guard, Wide Guard, screens as well. Let's not forget Encore, Copycat. It gets access to some really strange moves. So yeah. And then not only Not only has Jabba got two, but 3 prankster Pokemon. Riolu being another prankster Pokemon, which does get access to the weathers. It does get access to priority coaching. It does get access to some other moves as well. I can't think off the top of my head. But yeah, another prankster Pokemon. And then Steelix, of course, being a great Trick Room Pokemon. Mr. Mime, I think, gets Trick Room. I have to think. Trick Room? I think it gets Trick Room. It's a Psychic type, so I guess it does get Trick Room. But yeah, Steelix being a great Pokemon that can work in Trick Room. And it gets access to like Wide Guard as well, and Iron Defense, and Curse as well. Huntail, I actually don't know much about this Pokemon. Again, I would like to see it in action just so that I can get a grasp of what it can do. Shellos, of course, is the baby Pokemon of Gastrodon. Storm Drain ability is predominantly what it's used for, and I can see why, because, you know, Houndoom doesn't want to take those water type attacks. Over on 6th team, which is the Chilling Chespins, we have got Jirachi, which of course is a Follow Me Pokemon in the Nat Dex. And yeah, and you know, it's a great Pokemon. It's pretty bulky. It can actually be quite fast as well. It can be quite offensive or supporting. It gets access to like Icy Wind, you know. It gets access to a lot of different moves. It's very, very versatile and diverse Pokemon, so it is a Pokemon that you have to be wary of. Rillaboom, of course, being terrain control, we all know what Rillaboom can do. It's predominantly used for like fake out support, Grassy Glide priority, and then maybe like a few other moves like speed control with drum beating, or wood hammer being an extremely strong move in terrain. Cinderace being another Gen 8 starter like Rillaboom. Gets that Libero ability, so it can change its ability. It can change its typing according to the move that it uses. So, you know, it gets access to like Sucker Punch, Bounce, Pyro Ball, of course. So yeah, very fast Pokemon, and it can hit like a truck. Yes, a little bit squishy, but it does hit very hard. Milotic, of course, being one of those Pokemon that gets access to the competitive ability. So if you do have an Intimidate Pokemon, you don't really want to bring it up against Milotic because it's going to proc that competitive ability. Again, Milotic gets access to a lot of different moves. It has speed control with Icy Wind. It gets Hypnosis. It gets Coil to increase that accuracy. So yeah. Gallade being a Mega. Gallade, you don't often... I remember not seeing Mega Gallade all that much because it wasn't... a lot of people didn't like it, but personally I really liked it. I just think it wasn't used in the right way. But Gallade can get access to a lot of different moves. It's a fighting and a psychic type, so it's a really unique typing. Mandibuzz, of course, can go for like Tailwind support, Snarl support, predominantly used for supporting, and it is incredibly bulky as well. Altaria, again, can be it can be a Mega Altaria. We did see Dave use out Mega Altaria, and he actually had some great success with it in a lot of matches. So it is a Pokemon that you have to be wary of. Yes, I think it gets a 4 times weakness to ice, but it's a really great Mega. Dedenne is like one of those Pokemon that you don't really see that often, and you have to like research it because it's just like what do you do? And Dedenne, you know, I think the first thing that usually jumps out to me with Dedenne is the fake out support, much like the Persian as well. Like the first thing I think of is fake out. Sorry, I'm trying to like moisten my mouth. But yeah, Dedenne gets access to like Charm and Nuzzle, so it's got speed control. It's of course Eerie Impulse, things like that, Helping Hand. Just a sort of general electric type, and then I think it's actually fairly fast as well. I think it's like base 100 speed. And then again, like I said, Persian being like a fake out Pokemon, Pillow-Swine being the middle evolution for Mamoswine, you know, gets access to like Ice Shard, etc. And then last but not least is the Porygon, which of course if you stick an Eviolite on it can be bulky, not as bulky as P2 of course, but still pretty bulky. And Trick Room of course is one of those things that it can do. Anyway, we are off to the last game of the evening, guys. On Jubba's side, we do have the Meowstic and Deoxys defense coming out as a lead, and then on Six's side we do have the Altaria and the Mandibuzz being led here. On Jubba's side we do see the Steelix, Haxorus, Tornadus and Houndoom, and we do see the skill swap from Meowstic go straight onto the Deoxys. Deoxys uses the Toxic on the Altaria, and Taunt comes off from the Mandibuzz. Altaria does go for that substitute, however, now that it's been got a Toxic on it, it does have to be careful because that Toxic is going to be slowly chipping away at it. Deoxys defense does switch here. We do see the Hyper Voice come out from the Altaria into that light screen though, so it's not going to do too much damage, and a Taunt from the Mandibuzz goes into that Meowstic to stop any other prankster type moves. So a little bit even Stevens at the moment. I'd say that Sick has probably got a little bit more of that upper hand, but we'll see what this Steelix does. Altaria, is going to be get chipped away slowly with that Toxic. But yeah, like I said, Mandibuzz is that supporting type role, and you can see here why. We do see the Mega Steelix come out. Heat Wave comes out from the Altaria, and Tailwind from the Mandibuzz. We do see Rock Slide do super effective damage into the Mandibuzz, but thanks to that bulk on the Mandibuzz, it does like 34%, 33% it looks like. 23%, sorry, 23%. I was way off. It didn't really do all that much despite the super effective damage. So that's how bulky Mandibuzz can truly be. There are, 3 more turns of the light screen on Jubba's side. We do have the Tailwind still up on Six's side as well. But it kind of looks like Six kind of like in control of this, despite Altaria being chipped away by this Toxic. We do see a switch here into the Haxorus. Hyper Voice, dealing so much damage into Haxorus and the Steelix. Taunt from the Mandibuzz coming off. Body Press, unfortunately, just not doing enough damage into this Mandibuzz. And Altaria taking some more chip damage from that Toxic. Not the best switch in there from Jubba because of the Haxorus being, the Hyper Voice being super effective into the Haxorus. Jubba's really going to have to play to his outs now because a lot of his Pokemon have taken a lot of chip damage, and this Mandibuzz is basically just controlling the game. It just keeps on taunting, and Altaria just keeps on dealing this damage. And like I said, this is how good Mega Altaria can be. Plus, it's a really pretty Pokemon. Let's not forget that. Hyper Voice coming out, dealing that Haxorus. And Roost comes out from the Mandibuzz. Of course, it does ignore that flying type now. So the body presses are going to start dealing super effective damage. And Altaria does go down to that Toxic stall in the end. And Sick now brings in the Cinderace. This is not a Pokemon that Steelix wants to be staring at, to be honest. Fake out from the Meowstic there. Just doesn't want to deal with this Cinderace. And Steelix going for that Earthquake. Taking out the Cinderace there. Dealing some damage to his own Meowstic. But to be honest, I can see why he's done that. Because he just wants Cinderace gone. I'm starting to lose my voice. Good thing this is coming to an end soon. We do see the Jirachi come out for Sick. Like I said, Jirachi does get access to Follow Me, so but I'm not sure whether Sick will go for that because Steelix has revealed AoE damaging moves. So we will see. This Mandibuzz has literally just stayed in its same place the entire game, has not moved, has like quietly just been flying there. And Jubba does go for the fake out, but that must have been a misplay. We do see the Snarl take out that Meowstic, almost taking out that Steelix, but unfortunately Steelix did get flinched there from the Iron Head on from Jirachi. And we now see the Deoxys defense come in for Jabba. Unfortunately, I think that was just a misplay on Jabba's end there with the fake out. You can imagine that Sick probably just goes for damage here rather than anything else. And like I said, Jirachi is fast, so it probably is outspeeding everything. Ironhead does finish off that Steelix. Toxic goes into the Mandibuzz. That was quite smart of Jabba because he probably predicted that that taunt come in. Ironhead not doing enough. Unfortunately, Deoxys does not have any attacking based moves, so it will be struggling. Ironhead just dealing some damage, struggle. And Snarl just finishes it off, and that is 1-0 to Sick. Yeah, unfortunately Jabba just did not have any damage typing moves with that Deoxys defense. On Jabba's side we do see the Tornadus and Haxorus lead, and then on Sick's side we do see the Milotic and Mandibuzz. So Sick has changed things up, didn't want to go for the Altaria as a lead again, but has stuck with Mandibuzz as a lead, and I can see why Mandibuzz was just so good for him. Jabba does have to be careful with like how he approaches these two Pokemon. You don't want to go for any icy winds, you know, potentially proccing a competitive ability on that Milotic. But Jabba does have the advantage here with the priority speed of control. He can just go for Tailwind like he has here. Dragon Claw dealing some damage but not enough, unfortunately. Milotic going for that coil. Mandibuzz just getting that torn off on that Tornadus just so that it can't go for any more prankster type moves. But to be honest, I don't think that would be such an issue. Like, Jabba should have like a attacking, some kind of special attacking type move on Tornadus. But this Milotic is looking a bit scary now because with that coil you can just start going for Hypnosis, and Hypnosis, you know, thanks to the coil the accuracy is higher, so Hypnosis is more likely to hit. So this is something that Jabba has to be wary of. I can imagine that Mandibuzz just goes for a Tailwind here, and Milotic maybe just going for some damage, who knows, or maybe just going for another coil just to get that accuracy even higher. Sick does also know that Haxorus is actually physical, so another coil would actually be really beneficial with that defense boost as well. Okay, we do see the Air Slash come out from Tornadus and the Dragon Claw from the Haxorus, dealing a lot of damage into Milotic. Unfortunately, not dealing enough to take it out though, and Sick does go for another coil, increasing that defense and attack and accuracy, whilst Mandibuzz just goes for that Roost just to get his health back up to 100%. So, you know, Mandibuzz has revealed all of its moves. It does get Tailwind, Roost, Taunt and Snarl, so that's all of the moves revealed. Jabba has got the whole list. You know, Milotic has only revealed this coil at the moment. It has got leftovers. You can imagine that it probably has Protect, but you never know. I think Jabba really just has to focus on this Milotic, really. Just so that it doesn't deal any more damage. But Air Slash does go into the Mandibuzz. Dragon Claw was actually enough to take out the Milotic. So all of those coils have basically, you know, didn't really matter at all. And Mandibuzz just getting that Tailwind up as well, just so that it can get speed control. There is one more turn of Tailwind on Jabba's side as well. Now it all does really come down to who is faster. Is the Haxorus faster than the Altaria? Is Tornadus faster than the Altaria? You know, it's all going to come down to which Pokemon are faster here. You know, which EV spreads have each done. It is a 4v3 at the moment for Jubba, so he has got the upper hand. Mandibuzz has taken some damage, so, you know, Jubba is a little bit more in control. But like I said, this all comes down to how much speed investment each coach has put into their Pokemon. We do actually see a switch from Jubba here into Houndoom, and we see Air Slash from Tornadus into that Altaria, dealing some good damage. Substitute coming out from the Altaria, just so that it can be safely behind that Substitute and reduce the damage. The switch there from Jubba was a bit odd because I felt like he was more in control of this game. And, you know, Altaria did already reveal the Substitute, so a bit of an odd choice to switch. But Tailwind does come out from the Tornadus thanks to the Prankster. We do see Snarl from the Houndoom. It does go through Substitutes. Those of you who do not know, those type of moves just go through. Sound type moves go through Substitutes. So Snarl actually was a really great choice there from Jubba. Air Slash coming out into that Altaria, not breaking this up unfortunately. Snarl again from the Houndoom, reducing that special attack on the Altaria. Roost from the Mandibuzz, just bringing itself back up to 100%. And it is now a, this is a quite interesting game, this one, because Jubba does have control of like damage in terms of like lowering stats. However, the Tornadus and Houndoom have taken a lot of damage at the moment. Tornadus will go down the next turn. We do see Protect from Altaria, that wasn't revealed prior, so interesting to reveal it now. We do see the Snarl again from the Houndoom, Tailwind from the Mandibuzz, just to keep ensuring that his 6 speed control is there. Now Jubba, I feel like, should probably switch out Tornadus here because you don't want to take any damage, because your Tailwind will finish the next turn. So to ensure that you continue to outspeed, you should probably switch your Tornadus out. We do see Sick switch out into Jirachi. Again, Houndoom going for that Snarl. Tornadus unfortunately does go down this turn, and now Tailwind is over for Jubba. And this is kind of like what I was saying about switching maybe the Tornadus out into maybe like Haxorus or your last Pokemon, because you kind of want your Tailwind to continue and you want to continue to outspeed your opponent. So maybe a switch there would have been better for Jubba, but maybe he was predicting to I don't know, maybe to break the Altaria's sub. We do see the last Pokemon on Jubba's side, and it is the Steelix. So at the moment it is now a 3v3. Houndoom has taken a lot of damage, but Altaria has equally taken a lot of damage. It's very low on special attack as well. Now, if Jubba's actually smart, I would probably ignore the Altaria in this position because it's not doing any damage at all. So I would probably just focus on this Jirachi personally. I'd probably avoid going for like any Snarls because you've reduced its special attack so low that it's probably not going to be doing like great damage into Steelix at all. So I think actually ignoring the Altaria is probably best here. Focus on the Jirachi and then focus on the Mandibuzz afterwards. We do see a Protect here from Houndoom. Iron Head connects onto the Steelix, and a critical hit unfortunately from the Hyper Voice, and unfortunately a flinch. So yeah, unfortunately that was a really bad turn from Jubba there. RNG did not go his way at all, and I think that things could have been very different if he hadn't got flinched especially. I mean, the crit of course he could probably live with, but the flinch was really bad for him. I think things would have probably been very different there. I don't know what Jubba was, which Pokemon he was, targeting. I can imagine it was the Jirachi, but we do see the Iron Head again from the Jirachi. Hyper Voice does finish off the Steelix. No, sorry, the Houndoom. and Rock Slide, unfortunately, just not doing enough damage into that Jirachi. And I think Jabba needs to sort of change things up. He might need to change the types of moves that he's using with Steelix, because Rock Slide is just not going to cut it, I'm afraid. Haxorus now is joining into this last, a few turns, maybe 3-4 turns. Who knows? And again, I think it's going to come down to who's Pokemon, who's like done more speed in their speed investment. Who's going to be faster? I presume that Jirachi will probably be going first, but then out of Haxorus and Altaria, I'm not quite sure. But this does not look great for Jabba. This does not look great. That one turn where Jabba was flinched and crit, that was quite a devastating turn for Jabba, which probably cost him this game dearly. May have cost him this game dearly, should I say. We do see a switch from the from Sick into the Mandibuzz. Is a good switch because we do see the Earthquake from Steelix. So Steelix has revealed the Earthquake. Unfortunately, though, Jabba has taken out his own Haxorus. Yes, Jirachi has gone, but now Steelix has to deal with two Pokemon that can deal some pretty significant damage into Steelix and outspeed it as well. I think Earthquake would have probably been better the turn before when he used Rock Slide. Yeah, I think it would have been better that turn, personally. But, sometimes when you're playing it against someone, it's really difficult to predict what someone's going to do. Snarl does come out from the Mandibuzz, dealing some pretty good damage, to be honest. Rock Slide, 25%. It's just not going to be doing enough damage. And, I think Jabba would have to hit maybe 4 of them. And then Altaria does finish this off with a Heat Wave. And, that is a win for Sick. Really well played from both coaches. However, Jabba, I think game 1, Sick had more control than Jabba. Game 2, I think Jabba could have made maybe a couple of switches better, like the Tornadus. Like I said, if you switch Tornadus out, just to make sure that you have that Tailwind priority and keep that speed control going, and you're outspeeding your opponent every turn. Because the way that I usually play the game, like as long as you're outspeeding them and you hit first, you're more likely to get crits, to get flinches, which Sick was actually getting in the end. And I think Jabba did really well with the Houndoom, though. Like, just kept on reducing that Altaria's special attack so that it just was not doing enough damage. And then, unfortunately, that turn where he got crit and flinched, I think that was just a bit of a game changer moment right there. But regardless, I think Sick played really well, but I'm sure that Jabba will do really well in the upcoming weeks. So that is all the matches played. This is what the table looks like as it stands in week 1. On the number 1 spot, we do have Sick with the Chilling Chespins team, thanks to that win over Jabba. Jenna just below with the PSV team. Polytoad Belly Drummers below there in 3rd place. Marvelous Murkrows getting their first win, and Shadow Dogsy keeping that winning streak. Well, not winning streak, but keeping his, getting his winning ways, especially with the Ditto. And then Dicey with his first win of the season, Sacramento Scorbunny. And then we've got Ted with the Skystrikers, Slimy with the Altered Aegislashes, Draco, unfortunately, in that 9th spot with the Quoxley Hotspur PC. Oh, it is PC. And then Jabba, unfortunately, in that because of that loss, going to the 10th spot. Georgia Ground Bulldogs in that 11th spot, and then Silver with the Tyranitar Tyrants in that last spot there. However, like I said, like the table in the first 3 to 4, even 5, 6 weeks. So much can change on a table, so much in like, I think within like a couple of results and you're back up top. So, don't take these tables too seriously at the beginning, because they don't really mean anything. You just want to keep winning basically, but every team is different and every coach is different on how they play as well. But yeah, that is everything from me this evening, guys. I hope you enjoyed the show, and I will see you next week after next week on Wednesday with the week 2 matches. And good luck with all of your matches, and make sure to have 1 mega, only 1, and make sure to set all your Pokemon to level 50. Just make sure we've got all of these things going. It makes the process much easier and faster, and there's no like upsets or anything. But yeah, I've been your host, Aarontmarshall. I will speak to you all very soon. Good night. Goodbye. Mwah.